News investigates hundreds of Georgia children in foster care are missing one another. Investigative reporter Nicole Carr now live in downtown Atlanta. Nicole, even after a policy change, the state has closed the cases of dozens of missing children.
Right, Justin. In late 2016, the state eliminated a policy allowing the Department of Family and Children's Services to terminate care if some kids are missing too long. But we uncovered the state continued to close cases of more than 50 foster kids missing from care. And this afternoon, we learned the state has pledged action. The kid smirking on the right is Danetta Franks. The guy on the left is her big brother, Michael. The Franks kids no trouble. Michael previously fostered their brother, but when the Division of Children and Family Services put Danetta in foster care, Michael was an ocean away.
When I was deployed, that's when I found out she was in the system.
Michael tried to get guardianship, but the DFCS said no because of his military travel. He would send her money and called. He thought she was okay until September 2017.
She was real frantic, and she called me and she said she needed help. She said she needed to get out of there.
He learned Danetta was living in this Columbus hotel while DFCS looked for long-term care. DFCS couldn't find her a home because Danetta kept running away. She asked Michael to drive her to Atlanta.
I knew she wanted to see my dad, so that's the only reason I took her there. But I didn't know that would be the biggest mistake that I made.
Days later, she was dead, gunned down in the street. A friend saw this picture and sent it to Michael.
I felt like I failed her.
You know, that's a light that goes out, and we should all be concerned.
Jeff Lukich is DFCS's chief of staff. He says finding foster parents is a challenge, and hotels are short-term, last resort. Danetta was living in one for nearly 3 months.
She was a child that had a history of running away.
In an open records request, we learned an average of 400 foster kids are missing from care each year. Most go back to foster care, but some do not. Dozens of foster children turn 18 while they're missing, and the state closes their case. And before 2016, a policy allowed DFCS to ask a judge to remove custody if a child under 18 was missing for more than 6 months. Nearly 30 cases a year were closed while the child was still missing.
When they are on runaway, and it is longer than 3 or 6 months, it doesn't mean the department stops looking for them.
But after our interview with DFCS, we learned the division closed 54 cases of missing foster kids under the age of 18 after eliminating that policy. In a statement, DFCS states they're reviewing those closed cases, and the division has drafted a clarification of that policy.
The fact is that when they're discharged and their cases are closed at social service level, you know, that's concerning because that means no one's now looking for them.
Robert Lowry is with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. A federal law change in 2014 means all state agencies must report missing foster kids to them. They never close a case. He politely says Georgia has room to improve its reporting to the center.
When they go missing, there's not a tearful parent there on television, you know, begging for their return or reassurance that someone out there cares.
Someone still cares for Danetta Franks, her big brother Michael.
I do everything for her now, just to show her, you know, I want to live a life that she never got to live.
Noon, DFCS sent us a memo they sent to their staff just yesterday. It says in part, DFCS shall not seek to be relieved of custody of a child in temporary or permanent custody of DFCS based on the child being missing. DFCS shall maintain an open case and continue efforts to locate the child and address the concerns that brought the child into foster care. So tonight at 6, we team up with our Cox Media Group partners in Boston to investigate foster children missing from care across the country. Live in downtown Atlanta, Nicole Carr, Channel 2 Action News.